Hey Modern Band, today we're going to be looking at the D chord and how to transition from A and E and D all together. So for starters, just find the D major chord. That's going to be first finger or first string, second fret with second finger. Then that's going to be your first finger on the second fret with the third string. Okay, so they're one string in between them. And that one string in between them, that second string, that's where your third finger is going to go. Now, a lot of new guitarists will make the mistake of trying to play it like with a hand position that looks like that. It's very, very uncomfortable hand position. So you're going to want to just rotate your hand a little bit that way. So instead of this sort of shape, you're just going to turn it that way. Still keeping your wrist straight. We don't want that. We don't want that. We don't want this kind of thing going on either. So still keeping your wrist straight, you're just going to rotate your entire arm at the elbow to where you can turn your fingers out a little bit more like that. What you don't want to have is that or that or that. So aim for something more like that, where your arm is rotated at the elbow, your wrist is still really straight, and you're kind of pointing the tips of your fingers, so the fingernail part of your fingers, toward the body of the guitar. That's going to give you a more comfortable position to play this chord. If you try to play it with your hand like this, it's going to cause a lot of extra strain. So just kind of, again, rotate like that. So once you found your D major chord, give it a strum. Okay. Like we discussed in earlier videos, the lowest note of the guitar, the string number 6, E, is not part of this chord, and so you want to try to mute that if possible, where it's not going to make any sound. Now this A right here is part of the chord, so it still makes sense, but it's usually better for this chord if we don't hear that A so clearly. So you can either just strum the bottom 4, or if you've got long enough fingers, you can reach this around and mute that string with your thumb as well. So either one of those is going to work. If you can't really do either of those, the top priority is just make sure this low E is muted. And you can do that by just resting your finger up against it. So just resting it against it, and that'll mute that. So that still works fine. So once you have your D chord, check your hand position, make sure your wrist is straight, rotate your arm out to where you get a good position for all the fingers. And you'll also notice that each of the fingers is very, very close to the fret, right? Don't let them creep far away from the frets, because then we'll get that kind of buzzing. So as close to the frets as possible, which is the other reason why we turn our hand out like that. If you need to, pause the video, kind of work that out, and then once you're in a good position, you can come back. So check each string. Make sure we get a nice good ring from each string. If you hear this sort of buzzing kind of business, or muting, hear the little buzzing, or muting, that's going to be usually one of two things. Either your finger's in the wrong place, or you're not applying the right amount of pressure. The closer you are to the fret, the closer you are to the body of the guitar, the less pressure you have to apply. So check finger position first, and then you can check finger pressure. Once you've checked both those things, you should have a nice, good, solid chord. So let's look at transitioning from these chords. So from A to D, you're looking at all your fingers are together, and then as you move your fingers down, the first two fingers spread apart. Finger 1 and finger 2 spread out. They go from this position here down to there. They go from all together here and then down and spread out. They're right next to each other, and then they spread out. I'm going to remove that finger so you're just looking at two fingers now. They're together here, and as they move down, they spread apart. Together, spread. Take a moment just to practice that. Fingers right next to each other, and then we skip. Now, adding in your ring finger, we've got 3 fingers all together here, and when they come down, the ring finger moves forward. Together, forward. Together, forward. Together, forward. What a lot of people think is that you'll notice your finger number 3, your ring finger, stays on the same string, but just slides down 1 fret. And some people will even keep it in contact as it slides down. The other fingers, 1 and 2, stay on the same fret, but move to different strings. So you can think about them moving directly down. So each finger either stays on the same fret or on the same string. So that can help guide you. The idea of finding what's similar, what's close, and letting that guide us. So practice your A chord. Okay, I'll angle this so you can see it a little bit better. A chord, and then D. A chord, and then D. Go through your A chord, double check each note, and then D. And do that several times back and forth until you feel exactly where the fingers need to go. Pause this video if you need to. Now that you're ready, we can move on. We're going to play the A chord, count 3, and then play the D chord. So it'll be A, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. We did this with the A and E transition video. Okay, so find your A chord. We're going to do 4 beats, 1 beat of strumming, 3 beats of moving. 1, 2, 3, go. Strum, move, 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 strum, move, 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 strum, move, 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 strum, move, move, A chord. 2, 3, D chord. 2, 3, A chord. 2, 3, D chord. 2, 3, A. 2, 3, D. 2, 3, A. 2, 3, D. 2, 3, A. And go back and do that as many times as you need to feel really solid about the transitions from A and D and A and D, back and forth between those two. Once you're ready to go a little quicker, now reduce the amount of time you have to move. So instead of strumming once and taking 3 beats to move, strum twice and take 2. Strum 3 times and take 1. Strum 4 times and move in less than a beat. We're going to do a little bit of that together right now. So find A again, and you're going to go A for 2 and then D for 2. 1, 2, 3, go. A, move, D, move, 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 A, move, D. Move A. So you get the idea. It's a little weird for me to be standing up and sitting down, but you get the idea. Now, once you're comfortable with that, you can go and do 3 times. Strum, 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 move. Let's do that. 1, 2, A chord, ready, go. Strum, 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 move, D. A. Move, 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 move. You get the idea. Do that as many times as you need to in order to feel more comfortable with that change. Then, once you're ready, it doesn't have to be right away, but once you're ready, then you can go on and do 4 strums. 4 strums and then move in less than that. So let's do just a couple of those to get an idea for it. So 1, 2, 3, go. Strum, 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 strum. Move. 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 And on A. There you go. Yeah, always got to check to make sure your finger's in the right position. So keep practicing that as you go between those, and that should make it a little bit easier to transition from one chord to another, which of course you're going to have in songs that are coming up. Take care and keep practicing.